In this video, we'll show you how to start embracing AI in 2025, regardless of how much money or experience you got. Look, I get it. You are the wizard with PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and I get it. And so far has been working pretty damn good for you. The thing is that AI is changing the way we compete against each other. And if you're wondering who I am, my name is Vicente Cabrera. I'm the co-founder of 1xScale. And again, I get it. You might be 40, 45 years old and you're watching me, you're like, what this dude has to say about business? Well, maybe nothing. The thing is, you might have 20 more years of experience, so you might be better with social skills, you have better sales skills, networking, better management, better leadership, maybe you're better communicating than me, and I get it. You just outcompete me in all those stuff. But I have one thing you don't have. I got AI. The thing with AI is that all the time you spend learning and refining those skills, I can just teach AI like this. So yeah, I do have one thing you don't have, and I have one thing you should hear me. Just hear me about the AI and automation. The video is gonna go pretty quick. First, I'm gonna show you why you should use AI, and I'm gonna explain it in some cups. And hopefully this is gonna be encourage you to start opening an account with ChatGPT, because that's the one we're gonna be using in this video. Sounds good? Let's get into it. So first, I mentioned the AI is changing the way we compete against each other, right? I'm gonna show you this with some water and some cup, right? The thing is, everybody has 24 hours a day, right? And you might put 10 hours a day into your business. Maybe you're freaky, you put 12 or 13, that's completely up to you. The thing is, before AI, we got 2 cups over here, right? And the water is the amount of hours you put in. Let's say, oh, I'm not getting enough, I'm gonna put more hours. So this business owner is putting 12 hours a day, right? The thing is, this is the amount of work he's putting. What you can expect without using AI is that you will get a pretty same amount of the output of the work you put in, right? The more input you put, the more output you will put, right? And all this is how everybody compete against before AI, right? You could have better strategies, whatever, but it was always like this. You could maybe find a way to have a better output, but it will only always depend so much of the amount of hours you spend, right? The thing is, it's pretty simple now. Imagine AI. You put this amount of input, right? And instead of having this, you get this amount of output. You put 12 hours of work, you get 24 hours of results. Now, the thing is, okay, you just double. Well, AI doesn't look like that. AI looks like this. It's doesn't only like double your the amount of output. 2 cups. Even if you're good, if you get pretty good at it, you can just keep adding stuff, right? If you master AI, you can just have more AIs doing stuff, right? So it doesn't depend anymore on this. It doesn't depend on how hard you work every day. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's 2025. Just put your AIs to work harder, not you. Now, if you look this carefully, you can see like, okay, there's a trend over here. Because if I put this amount of work, I put 12 hours and I get 56 hours back as a result, what would happen? Prices will go down. We had a client, he was a genius. He was top niche, like he was the best in the niche. Everybody went for him. Thing is, once he started, he was pretty much the only one in his niche. He was phenomenal, right? But he no longer charged the amount he was charging in 2010. You might be thinking, okay, inflation, whatever. No, bullshit. He was charging 50,000, nothing more like 80,000. Now the projects, he's charging less. I think he's charging like 60,000, and he's losing against competition. And he's not losing against some dudes with like more expertise or more skills or whatever. That's what I'm telling you. It's not that much about how you develop your skills for yourself. It's more about you developing skills for AIs, right? So again, you put this amount of input, you get all this output. All this pushes prices down. So this client, for example, I had never met someone that smart in that niche. But the thing is, there's another dude like me. Maybe he's younger. He's 18. I don't know. But these dudes are smart, and the guy is trying to figure out a way to get better in sales and more networking, whatever. And the thing is, prices will go down and down and down because of this. That's what AI does. AI pushes the amount of input you have to put to get the same amount of results, right? So all this pushes down the prices. That's it. That's why you have to start figure out a way to start implementing AI, because otherwise you're gonna lose against me. You're gonna lose with guys that we don't have even close the amount of expertise you might have in business. But we got AI, and we got AI everywhere. My business runs. We're just a really small team. Like, we got so much AI. There's so much thing happening in the back end. I'm gonna show you right now so you get an idea of how freaky you can get AI. Sounds good? So here we are in my YouTube channel. You might see my videos, whatever. The thing is, look at these ones. Look at the shorts. I want you to see the trend over here, because AI is getting better and better and better. It's developing like nothing we've ever seen before. It's just getting updates weekly, and everything goes so much better. So you have to see a little bit in the future, right? But look at these videos. You might feel like, oh, they're pretty cool, right? For example, let's go with this one.
Here's the brutal truth. If paying top talent feels like lighting money on fire, you're thinking small. The fastest way to scale your consulting biz isn't to cut costs. It's to treat every dollar you put toward A players, AI tools, and automation as an investment that prints more dollars. I used to hate writing those fat checks, but that's the mental block holding you back from multiplying your growth. High leverage people plus smart AI automations equal a compounding machine. Want to know how to build this engine without code? Drop a comment or DM me. Let's get you scaling for real. Here's the brutal truth.
No, that wasn't me. I want you to see the trend. That wasn't me. That was a clone. I cloned myself with an AI, the voice. I did the editing, all that in autopilot. Now this whole thing is just running on autopilot. So I'm not just setting out all these lights or whatever I have here with the camera. No, it's just one prompt I give to a simple AI. Well, there are multiple AIs in reality, but I don't want to make it more difficult. So what else can you do with AI? Look at this one. Cold calling. Well, you might have for your business. I can expect you to rely pretty heavily on referrals and networking and word of mouth. But at one point you have to, if you want to scale, because otherwise the business starts owning you. If the business relies on you being present and you doing the network and doing the technical stuff and all that stuff, you don't own a business. The business owns you. And the only way to get free from that is actually just creating different types of lead generation machines that run regardless if you are in the office or not, right? For example, this thing I'm gonna show you right now, that's the job of like 5 people. 5 people. And it does it for so cheap, for cents. And I'm gonna show it to you, and it sounds like a human. Ready? Look at this. Hello.
Hey, sorry you broke up there. Is this Benchmarking Solutions Inc.?
Yeah, how can I help you?
Hey, could you get me over to Enrique? It's Layla.
What you need Enrique for?
I work with a few other agency owners and consultants on their lead gen. Would you let him know it's Layla Zagelski?
Alright, give me 1 second.
Appreciate it. I'll hang tight.
Hey, this is Enrique. How you doing?
Hey, Enrique. I wasn't sure if you guys were still open. I checked online and it said closed for some reason, and I couldn't find a website. You guys are open, right?
Yeah, we're still open.
Perfect. Cool. So, let me be upfront. This is a cold call. I promise I did my homework and it's a well-researched one. Can I get 30 seconds to tell you why I called? And if it doesn't make sense, you can totally hang up on me.
Fair. Go ahead.
I work with a few other consultants and small firm owners, and usually the same thing. They're great at what they do, but they've built a business that depends entirely on them. If they step away, the leads dry up, the momentum dies, and everything grinds to a halt. So we build automated systems that attract leads, ice, nurture prospects, and book qualified calls. And so the business doesn't collapse every time they take a day off. My guess is you've been figuring this out on your own, but open to taking a look just so you know what's out there.
Sure, sure. Let's do a meeting.
Awesome. Love that. Would Thursday around 3 p.m. work for a quick call?
Yeah, let's do Friday, 3 p.m.
Friday at 3 sounds solid. One last thing. Can I grab your email real quick so I can send over the invite?
Vicente at onexscale.com.
Okay, I got that as at1xscale.com. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. I'll get everything ready. I'm going to dig into your competitors, check their reviews, and show you a sample site we built. And hey, even if we don't work together, you'll walk away with some useful insights. Sound good?
Sounds awesome. See ya, Layla. I mean, just imagine that's only one. We got right now 3 of those calling 24, and not 24/7, but like the hours are open here in the United States, the businesses. That's fantastic. You just create the thing, it just runs. Again, if you don't engage, if you don't learn this stuff, you cannot compete against dudes like me, and this will get worse and worse and worse. Because so now that you have an idea of what AI can do, let's start learning AI. Sounds good? So your first step is actually just getting ChatGPT. If you're wondering what is ChatGPT, it's just right now the more versatile, user-friendly, and it's integrated into the MacBooks, iPhones. It's so easy. It's just great at everything. So it's just a great starting point, right? So you will need to just search ChatGPT. Try ChatGPT. I have the pay one. You can start for free. The pay one is just a little bit better. It's fine. You don't need the pay one. And look at this, for example. Again, I know you might be doing presentations in PowerPoint. Look at this. Can you make a quick forecast for real estate owners in a way that will allow to see opportunities and it would just create it. It's just so you have an idea, take a Google that's gonna be faster, because sometimes searching stuff on Google is Google is not that interactive. Look at this one, it just goes through it. You get a real estate owner opportunity forecast. You get all this stuff, and it's beautiful. And now, this is the basic ChatGPT, right? But then here, if you go to tools over here, you can just create an image. We can do it right now. Create an image for an ad. So now you can see the trend. Like, this thing can create images. It is just ChatGPT. In the future, I'm gonna show you some other AIs who do better on this one. But just people who just painting and I don't know, creating all this stuff, but like Photoshop and stuff like that, they're gonna get replaced because they cannot compete against AI. You just need to embrace it, right? Here we go. Look at that. How much did it take? 30 seconds. How much did it cost? Pretty much zero. Now, the image is just one thing. If you go over here with tools and you go search the web, so ChatGPT is already trained. It has been trained by multiple users and pretty much has the smartest guy in the world. But if you want to GPT go to websites and blogs and Reddit and stuff like that, you can do it and be like, okay, search the web and find opportunities. And it will go over here, search in the web. There we go. Go to Forbes, and there we go. Now you get your references if you want to check the sources later, but it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And if you're wondering, okay, it went to 4 sites. Might be trustworthy the information? Probably not. Well, that's why we got run deep research. And this one's pretty insane. I will go make a deep research about it and come with a business plan that will be bulletproof. And look at this. You might be thinking, oh, it's gonna go to 5 sites, maybe 10. Nope, it's gonna go to hundreds. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna ask me a few variables over here. So, for example, okay, let's do Florida, 5+ years. Right? We keep the variables over here, and we're like, okay, ChatGPT, go scrape the internet, but now go scrape it seriously, and we will go over here, and I'll be right back when it's the solution. This one is gonna take a little bit, but just imagine going to hundreds of sources. I'm gonna give you the results in a little bit. So the ChatGPT is almost done, but I remember, okay, there's another one I have to show you guys. It's for just deep research, because as you can see here, ChatGPT went to 28 sources so far, but then was like, wait a second, which one is owned by Google? Gemini. And look at what Gemini did. So I probably, for deep research, I would recommend this one. Look at the amount. Okay, wait a second. Look at, okay, it gives the report and everything. Look at the amount of sites it went through. I think it said like 107. It's absolutely insane, the amount of websites and blogs and just information just went through, read, learn, analyze which ones are worth it, which ones are not worth it. Over here you can see sources read but not using the report. These ones were like bullshit, right? But look at this, just amazing. Over here you got the report, you can just read it. You can ask them like, okay, give me a summary. But this is just Gemini. I'm just showing you in this video just what AI can do for your business, or just how much water you can get in exchange the amount of hours you get in, right? And let's check pretty much here. ChatGPT is almost done, and here you can see here a quick summary of the report. It's beautiful, and you can do this by your specific niche, industry, whatever. Right now I did it for real estate, but yeah. And if you're not happy, you can just keep giving instructions. All right, and I will be right back when the deep research of ChatGPT is done. All right, guys, now you can see why I was recommending ChatGPT in overall, because it's just more user friendly. As you can see here, put the report in an easier way to digest. It even put pictures over here, and yeah, you got a whole report over here. And dude, if you don't want to read it, I mean, here you got pretty much a whole business plan for the plan, for the goal we give him. But we can be like, okay, give me a quick summary, and it will just give you the summary. Just beautiful. Now you can see the amount of time you're saving. Like on this one, it's create 28 sources. Just imagine going to 28 websites, reading through all of them, remembering, studying, taking notes, all that. Well, this whole thing, just do it like this. And yeah, if you want more sources, just give it a try to Gemini. 107 sources, and it did it faster than ChatGPT. I think it did it like in 3 minutes. ChatGPT took a little bit longer, like 5 or 7 minutes, but you can see usually the result of the deep research of ChatGPT tends to be a little bit more on point. But yeah, it's just fascinating. Here you can see a quick summary of everything. Just amazing. All right, so we went through create an image, search the web. Now, I don't know if you have a developer team, but I'm not a developer. My co-founder is not a developer. We have one guy who studied kind of developing stuff, but that's it. That's it. And if you're wondering how we do all these AI, like the whole AI color that I showed you, well, I build that in my free time. I don't know how to code, but I know how to give instructions to ChatGPT so he can start coding, because ChatGPT is the best coder in the world. You just need to figure out the way to give the right instructions to ChatGPT. For example, okay, now make a booking system will be used in Python for my visitors will come to my website, and it will just create a code, and it's just amazing. Look at that. Have you ever seen a coder write like this? And again, it will only get better and better and better. It's just fascinating. You can do thousands of lines of code and it will write it so fast. Hopefully this is working for you guys, and hopefully you can see just a trend. You gotta see the trend. The thing is, if you start now, there's no better time than actually start learning about AI right now, because otherwise it will get too complicated at one time. But if you stay learning, try new stuff, implementing new stuff for your business, AI, automations, all that stuff, if you don't apply this stuff, there will be people like me, people younger, with less experience in business, less skills than you, less social skills and management, leadership, but we know our more tech stuff, our more code stuff, our automation, AI. We know how to use AI to cover weaknesses and make our strengths stronger, right? And you have to do the same. At least you need to start applying slowly to your business, because if you don't apply AI and you're like, okay, I just know how to do everything, it's pretty arrogant to admit that you'll be the best at everything. And yeah, it's just arrogant. You need to figure out a way to start using AI for your business. And if you're watching this and you're still here, well, that means that you're actually pretty committed to this. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like it, give us a like. And if you're wondering how to start making content like the one I show you in YouTube, that was generated completely for AI. These ones, look at them.
Here's the brutal truth. If you build a high-ticket consulting biz you hate waking up to,
All that with a simple prompt. Just go check this video.